Hi, I'm Shannon. Welcome to my channel. I want to talk about some of the most iconic vanillas that are out there. Now, these are some that you're absolutely going to recognize. And there's a kind of mix in here. There's some luxury designers, some more higher end, and then also ones that have really become mass appealing, just absolute favorites to so many people. So if that sounds good, then just keep watching. The first perfume I want to talk about is from one of the most sophisticated and elegant perfume houses, in my opinion, and that is Celine, and this is Black Tie. Now, Black Tie has a very simple note structure. It's very simple. I find it to be very, very elegant. So this is a aura-centered vanilla, so it's extremely powdery and fluffy. And I kind of think of it as if you were to kind of put on like a cashmere robe or scarf, just that kind of cozy, enveloping feel. And I think the powderiness kind of gives that to you, also with an earthy component because there's some moss and there's some cedar in here that gives it a little bit more of that kind of unisex edge. So it's not overly sweet, but Celine Black Tie really stands alone. It is really an icon because there's nothing like it. It's not a huge projector. It's a little bit soft. It's a little bit, demure in that sense, but I think it's absolutely stunning. And I really think of it as being the epitome of that sort of quiet luxury, which is, you look amazing, but you're not trying that hard. You're just like, I don't know, I'm just so elegant and I just woke up like this. It's sort of that effortless chic sort of feel to it. And again, that's Black Tie by Celine. Up next, I have a very cozy, very simple vanilla that this is Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is Tihota, and this is by Indult. Now, Tihota is pretty much one of the vanilla standards in the industry, and it is vanilla, it's musky, it's a little bit powdery again. And what I get from Tihota is really kind of that vanilla bean, vanilla pod, like that vanilla extract. So it smells very, very vanilla centric. And I think that's why it's become such a love for so many people. I find it to be very refined. It doesn't go into overly sweet, gourmand, sticky. It's for being as simplistic and linear as it is, it truly is a masterpiece. And I find that so many times in perfumery that it's hard to do very simple really well. And I feel like Tihota absolutely nails that. There's a reason why people speak about this, and it kind of remains the standard for that vanilla centered perfume. And again, that's Tihota by Indult. Okay, I definitely have a favorite up next. I think this is a love for so many people. And I'm talking about Vanilla 28 by Kayali. Now, I do think that Kayali fragrances in general are very likable, very easy to wear. And Vanilla 28, for how many vanillas there are on the market, this is really special. And I immediately, when I smelled Vanilla 28, I felt like it had something special. And I enjoy there's some florals in here. So I like a little bit of that floral kind of facet to it, but it also has to me, it has like a double dose of brown sugar. It's so sweet and delicious, but without overdoing it. And I don't know how they did that because I feel like this is not cloying. It's not overly sweet. It is just absolutely really delicious and likable. It's a beautiful scent to layer with. And the reason it's in this video too is I know it's a favorite for so many people. This is a very accessible brand. It's much more affordable than some of these others on here. So for me, that's like, that's a pretty good dent for me. I honestly would probably wear this more if I didn't have too many perfumes, but this is really special. If you are a vanilla lover, I highly recommend checking out Vanilla 28 by Kayali. Now, I couldn't talk about the vanilla icons without mentioning the House of Guerlain. And the perfume I want to talk about today is Vanille Planifolia, and this is Extrait 21. Now, this perfume is probably a cousin of Espiritus Double Vanille. That one is probably the most popular vanilla from the House of Guerlain. A little bit softer, more focused on incense. Now, the Vanilla Planifolia Extrait, to me, I find it to be stronger. I find it to be a little bit more potent, being an extrait. And what I really get from this perfume is the experience of like a rich, deep sugar cane. And not a green, I don't see it as a green vanilla. I find it to be a little bit smoky. So if they were out like burning the field, and there's some sugar cane, but never goes like super smoky, just a hint of smokiness. It's very deep, rich, and resinous. I find it to be very addictive, and I can absolutely smell it. I have 2 sprays on my hand right now, and I can smell it. It's very strong. This is definitely a splurge. I'm very happy to have this in my collection. It's got my name engraved on there, and I find it to be a very special perfume. I think, I could have chosen so many from the House of Guerlain as icons because they really know how to do vanillas. And if you haven't checked out the Extrait, I highly suggest it. It's a fantastic execution from the House of Guerlain. Last but not least, I have a fan favorite. I had to put this in the video, and this is none other than Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana. Now, Bianco Latte went absolutely viral. People went nuts over Bianco Latte, and you couldn't get it for a long time. I had it on back order for quite some time. And Bianco Latte is probably the most gourmand of this group, but it's essentially a really, really beautiful caramel vanilla. And Bianco Latte, if some of these are elegant and demure and soft, Bianco Latte is strong. You will smell it. It's very potent. And I really enjoy that type of wearing experience. I like a kind of more strong, potent perfume. So I absolutely love it. I think it's a super likable scent. It's very sweet, very vanilla, caramel, absolutely addictive. I love it. I think it's so fun to wear, and especially in the cold weather, it's an absolute stunner. So I would check it out if you're not familiar, and that's Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana. I hope you enjoyed my list of vanilla icons. These are some of the most special vanilla-centric perfumes in my collection. I think they're favorites for a lot of people. This was by no means comprehensive, but if you have any that you suggest I check out, let me know in the comments. I always love exploring new perfumes. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back soon for another video.